On a cold and quiet night, Aaron Malik stood alone on the rooftop of his small house, the wind brushing past his hair as he looked up at the sky. Aaron always loved the stars, but tonight, something inside him felt different. Almost like the sky was calling him in a way he could not explain. The world around him was normal. Cars passing far away, lights blinking in windows. But the sky above him was not normal at all. Aaron lifted his eyes, and for the first time in his life, he saw the stars move, not like shooting stars or falling lights, but like they were shifting positions slowly and carefully, forming shapes he did not understand. His heart beat faster, his breath stopped halfway. Because the stars were not random tonight. They were arranging themselves like they were writing something across the sky. A deep humming sound started from somewhere far above, so low that only Aaron felt it in his bones. The sky flickered once, like a broken screen trying to restart. Then everything went silent. To silent. The hairs on Aaron's arms stood up. Something was coming. He stepped closer to the rooftop edge and whispered to himself, "What is happening to the sky?" But the sky answered before he could think again. A bright blue light opened between the clouds, like a giant door in the air. The light was soft but powerful, moving with slow waves, and inside it, Aaron saw a shape, a metallic object. Smooth and glowing like it was made of liquid metal, Aaron froze, his feet stuck to the floor, his mind unable to choose between fear and curiosity. The object moved with no sound, no smoke, and no wings. It hovered above the city for just a second, and in that 1 second Aaron saw something on its surface, a symbol glowing white on the blue metal, a symbol he had never seen before. But somehow, he felt like he already knew it. His heart whispered from inside him, "This is for you." The object flashed once, and the symbol burned itself into Aaron's mind. Clean and clear, it looked like a circle, broken by 3 lines. One part of it looked almost like a human hand, reaching out toward him. Aaron blinked, but he could not remove the symbol from his thoughts. It was inside him now. Then, everything vanished. The light disappeared, the clouds returned. The stars went back to their positions like nothing happened. The world looked normal again, but Aaron knew it wasn't normal anymore. Not for him. He ran downstairs, breathless. His mother asked if he was okay, but he couldn't explain what he saw. How could he? He wasn't even sure himself. He hardly slept that night. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the white symbol, glowing like it was alive. The next day Aaron went to school with a strange energy inside him. He couldn't focus in class. He couldn't hear what the teacher was saying. His hands kept moving on their own, and before he noticed, he had drawn the symbol in his notebook, exactly the way he saw it in the sky. Perfect lines, perfect shape. He stared at it. Shocked at how icily he drew it, he didn't know how his mind remembered it so well. But someone else had seen his drawing too. His old science teacher, Mr. Halim, caught the notebook in his hand and frowned, not with anger, but with worry. "Where did you see this?" the teacher asked in a shaky voice. Aaron's stomach tightened. The entire classroom felt colder. Aaron tried to stay calm and said, "I just imagined it," but the teacher didn't believe him. He looked at Aaron like he was looking at a long-lost secret. His fingers trembled lightly as he touched the symbol on the paper. "This symbol appears in ancient sky charts," the teacher whispered. "But humans never understood its meaning. It belongs to something far older than our history. Something not from Earth." Aaron felt his heart drop. Sweat formed on his hands. He realized something dangerous. This symbol was not imagination. It was real, and someone outside Earth knew him, recognized him, and sent a message only he could see. That night when Aaron lay on his bed staring at the ceiling, he understood one thing clearly. The signal wasn't an accident. The symbol wasn't random. The visitor wasn't a mistake. Someone from the stars was calling him, and his quiet life on Earth was about to change forever. The night felt heavier than usual, the air thick with silence. Aaron Malik sat near his bedroom window, unable to sleep. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw the symbol again, glowing, calling, whispering to him from somewhere beyond the stars. He tried to tell himself it was only his imagination, but something deeper inside him refused to believe that lie. The moment the clock reached midnight, the wind outside changed. It wasn't the normal cold wind of winter. It felt warm, almost electric. Like the air itself was waking up. Aaron slowly stood up. His heartbeat rising with each second. Something was coming, something that knew exactly where he lived. The sky outside his window began to pulse with faint blue light, soft at first, then brighter and brighter. A familiar hum filled the air. The same deep sound he felt in his bones the night before, but this time it was stronger. Clearer, like it wanted him to hear it. Aaron whispered to himself. It's back. But saying the words didn't make it any easier to believe. He rushed to the rooftop again, breathless, nervous, scared, and yet drawn toward the unknown. The moment he reached the top, the night exploded in front of him. A beam of blue light shot down from the clouds. Swirling like a column made of liquid energy, it hit the rooftop only a few feet away from him, glowing so bright that the city lights disappeared in its presence. Aaron stumbled backward, shielding his eyes. But he could not look away. This time, the light wasn't empty. Someone was inside it. Slowly, a tall figure stepped out. Its silhouette, sharp and otherworldly, the light faded gently, revealing a being unlike anything Aaron had imagined. The figure was nearly 7 feet tall, with smooth silver skin that shimmered like wet metal. Lines of blue energy moved beneath its surface, like living veins. Its eyes were bright white, but they didn't glow in a threatening way. They looked calm, focused, ancient. Aaron felt no fear now, only a strange familiarity. Like he had seen this being before, in dreams he didn't remember. The figure raised a hand and placed it over its chest in a gesture of respect. Not war, then it did something Aaron did not expect. It bowed. Aaron Malik, the being spoke. Its voice deep and layered, like many voices speaking together. I have returned for you. Aaron's mouth went dry. How did it know his name? How did it pronounce it perfectly? Who are you? Aaron asked in a trembling voice. Why are you here? The being lifted its head slowly. I am called Sirowan, he said. I am a guardian. I belong to a star line older than your entire planet. He paused, then added in a quiet tone that sent chills down Aaron's spine. And I have come because you are the last command of the ancient alliance. Aaron shook his head, confused. What command? I'm just a student. I don't know anything about stars or aliens. Sirowan took a slow step forward. His movements silent, graceful. He raised his hand, and a small hologram appeared between them, showing the same symbol Aaron saw in the sky, the broken circle with 3 lines. The symbol glowed gently, like a heartbeat. This symbol is your blood mark, Sirowan said. You carry it within you, through your ancestors, through a promise made long before Earth had cities. Aaron felt the world spin for a moment. He backed away, shaking his head. This can't be real. I'm nobody. I can't be part of anything ancient. Sirowan's bright eyes softened. Humans never learned the truth of their origin, he said gently. Your people are not weak, not small, not accidental. Your species was chosen, guided, and prepared. And you, Aaron, you are the one who carries the final signal. Aaron didn't understand, but he felt something, a pull from inside him. A quiet voice that whispered the same message he heard last night. You are chosen. Sirowan extended his hand toward Aaron. Come with me, he said. See what you are meant to see. Learn what you are meant to become. Aaron hesitated, his heart pounding like a drum. He looked down at the city, at the lights, at the buildings, at the normal life he had always lived. If he took Sirowan's hand, nothing would ever be normal again. But the rooftop started shaking suddenly. A loud cracking noise echoed across the neighborhood. Aaron gasped as another beam of light shot down from the clouds, but this one was not blue. It was red, sharp, violent, burning the air around it. Sirowan's expression changed instantly, his calm eyes narrowing with fear. They have found you, he whispered. The hunters. Aaron's heart almost stopped. Hunters? Hunters of what? Hunters of the chosen, Sirowan said, turning toward the red light as it grew brighter. We must leave, now, for a moment. Aaron froze again, torn between fear and destiny. Then Sirowan extended his hand a second time, firmer, urgent. Aaron Malik. Your life on Earth ends tonight, he said. But your true life begins now. Eren swallowed hard, feeling the weight of fate pressing on his shoulders. And finally, he stepped forward and placed his hand in the rooftop vanished in a burst of blue energy. The world disappeared. And Eren stepped into the beginning of a destiny written in the stars. The world returned slowly, like someone was turning up the brightness of reality. Eren Malik blinked again and again, trying to understand where he was. One moment he stood on the rooftop of his old house, and the next, he was inside a vast chamber filled with soft blue light. The air here felt different, clean, almost too clean, like it had never touched dust or pollution. Everything around him glowed gently, from the walls to the floor. A low vibration hummed through the place, steady and powerful, like the heartbeat of something living. Eren looked around in shock. "Where am I?" he whispered, his voice trembling. Sirawan stood beside him, calm as always. "You are inside the Pathfinder," he said, an ancient vessel built for the chosen line. Eren stared at the endless corridor ahead of him. The walls were etched with patterned circles, lines, and symbols similar to the one he saw in the sky. Some glowed, some moved like flowing water. He reached out to touch one, but it slid away from his fingers like it was alive. "This ship responds only to you," Sirawan said quietly. "It senses your presence." Eren stepped back in surprise. "Why me? Why is everything reacting like I belong here?" Sirawan didn't answer immediately. Instead, he led Eren through the corridor. Their footsteps made no sound. The ship seemed to absorb every movement, as if welcoming him gently. At the end of the corridor, a door opened by itself, revealing a giant chamber shaped like a dome. The ceiling showed a moving map of stars, thousands of them swirling and shifting like a living sky. Eren felt his breath catch in his throat. "Is this real?" he whispered. "Or some kind of illusion?" "It is real," Sirawan said. "This chamber shows the true star routes, positions, and paths of the galaxy. Your ancestors stood here centuries ago." Eren blinked. Confused. "Ancestors? What ancestors? My family is normal. We live an ordinary life." Sirawan stepped forward and touched the glowing symbol at the center of the dome. Instantly, the entire room shifted. The stars rearranged themselves into a single formation, showing one glowing point, a small blue star, pulsing slowly like it was breathing. Eren pointed at it. "What is that star?" Sirawan's voice dropped. "Deep and heavy with history. That is Oryx, the origin of the First Alliance. The place where humans were shaped and guided." Eren shook his head hard. "Humans evolved on Earth." Everyone knows that. Sirawan turned to him with eyes full of ancient memory. "Humans grew on Earth, yes, but they did not begin there." Eren froze, unable to breathe for a moment. "What are you saying?" Sirawan raised his hand, and the dome filled with images, cities, strange beings, battles in the dark of space. Then Eren saw something that made his knees weaken. Humans, thousands of them, but not from Earth. Their eyes glowed faintly, their bodies stronger, their posture proud, and they carried the same symbol Eren had seen in the sky. "You come from a forgotten branch of the starborn humans," Sirawan said slowly. "Long ago, humans were part of a great alliance. They were brave, brilliant, emotional, and capable of seeing patterns no other species understood." Eren watched the images carefully. The ancient humans were pilots, scientists, warriors, commanders. They controlled ships with thought, created new star paths, discovered lost worlds. But then the images changed. Darkness, war, explosions tearing planets apart. "The Alliance fell," Sirawan said softly. "The enemy we now face destroyed everything. The last starborn fled and chose Earth as their final refuge. A place hidden, a place safe," Eren whispered. "And my family was part of them." "Yes," Sirawan replied. "But over generations, the truth faded, memories faded, knowledge faded, your blood carried the signal. But no one explained its meaning." Eren sat on the cold, glowing floor, feeling small, confused, overwhelmed. All this time, "I thought I was ordinary," he whispered. "You were," Sirawan said, kneeling beside him. "But ordinary humans are capable of greatness. And starborn humans are capable of more than you can imagine." Eren looked up at him nervously. "What do you want from me?" Sirowan stood and pointed at a platform rising from the ground slowly. On top of it lay a strange chair, shaped for a human body but surrounded by floating crystal-like shards, each glowing softly. "This is the celestial command seat," Sirowan said. "A throne not of power, but of responsibility. It controls the Pathfinder. It can guide fleets. It can open stargates. And only a human with the ancient bloodmark can activate it." Eren felt a cold shock run through him. "You want me to sit in that?" "Me?" Sirowan nodded. "If you do not sit, the ship will remain locked, and if it remains locked, the enemy will find Earth unprotected." The room grew silent. The ship hummed softly, waiting for his decision. Eren looked at the seat, fear and destiny pulling him in opposite directions. He took a slow breath, his hands shaking. If the hunters were coming, if the galaxy needed him, if his ancestors once stood in this same room, maybe this was his place too. Eren stepped forward, one step, then another, until he stood before the seat of destiny. He closed his eyes and lowered himself into it. The moment his back touched the surface, the entire ship lit up like a newborn star, and Eren Malik's destiny finally woke up. The celestial command seat glowed under Eren Malik like it was waking up after centuries of sleep. Lights flickered across the walls. Symbols rearranged themselves. The whole ship felt alive. Eren held the sides of the seat, his hands shaking, his breathing quick and uneven. He wasn't a warrior. He wasn't a commander. He was just a boy from a quiet neighborhood. But the ship didn't care who he thought he was. It responded to who he truly was inside. Soft blue crystals floated around him, forming a circle. They moved like they were studying him, reading him, learning the rhythm of his thoughts. Eren closed his eyes as a warm energy wrapped around his mind. Gentle but powerful, Sirowan stood a few steps away, watching him with pride and caution. "The ship accepts you," he said in a low voice. "That is the first step." Eren opened his eyes, the glow reflecting in them. "First step for what?" Sirowan walked forward. "For training," he said. "You cannot face what is coming without learning who you are. You must learn what you were built to do." Eren swallowed nervously. "And what is that?" Sirowan looked at him like he was seeing a memory come alive. "Lead," he said simply. "Guide, protect." Command. Eren wanted to say he wasn't ready. He wasn't strong enough, smart enough, brave enough. But the ship believed in him, and the galaxy had no one else. The chamber around them shifted, walls sliding apart, until a massive training hall revealed itself. As large as a stadium, the ground sparkled with small star-shaped tiles, and strange floating structures moved slowly through the air, twisting and turning like obstacles with minds of their own. "What is this place?" Eren asked quietly. "The Astral Arena," Sirowan said, "created by your ancestors, used by the Starborn for generations. This is where you begin." Eren stepped forward, the floor gently lighting up beneath his feet with each step he took. Sirowan raised his hand, and a small sphere of light appeared between them, glowing and shifting like a tiny star. "This is a training core," Sirowan explained. "It reads your level, your strength, your doubt, your fear, your confidence. It will shape challenges according to you." Eren stared at the sphere as it floated closer, until it hovered directly in front of his chest. The moment it touched him, Eren felt a sudden surge like someone poured a river of energy through his veins. His vision blurred, then sharpened. His hearing expanded. He could hear his own heartbeat like a distant drum. "What is happening to me?" Eren whispered, panicking slightly. "The core is waking your inherited abilities," Sirowan said calmly. "Abilities that normal humans do not have anymore, but Starborn humans once mastered." Eren felt a light pressure inside his head. Not painful, but strange. Then symbols danced across his vision, showing patterns he didn't understand. Maps, paths, glowing lines that crisscrossed like the inside of a galaxy. I don't know what any of this means," Eren said. Overwhelmed, "You will," Sirowan replied. "Let the ship show you." Suddenly, the floating obstacles shot forward, circling Eren with speed. They moved unpredictably. Shifting shapes, spheres, sharp-edged plates, and Eren flinched, raising his hands for defense. The moment he did, a burst of blue energy shot from his palms. The obstacles were thrown back, spinning across the arena like leaves in a storm. Aaron gasped, staring at his hands. Did I do that? Yes, Sirowan said with a small smile. You were learning, but the arena didn't stop. More obstacles formed, this time glowing red. Moving faster, sharper, more dangerous. Aaron stumbled back, trying to avoid them, but they kept coming. Testing him, pushing him. Focus, Sirowan shouted. Use your mind, not your fear. The ship listens to your thoughts. Aaron tried. He tried to think clearly, to slow his breathing, to calm the storm inside him. The obstacles grew closer, ready to strike. Aaron squeezed his eyes shut and imagined them stopping, just stopping, nothing else. Silence, stillness. When he opened his eyes, every obstacle was frozen in the air. Suspended like time had paused, Aaron stared in disbelief. I did that, yes, Sirowan said again. Because you believed you could. Aaron slowly released the breath he had been holding, but the arena shifted once more. The training core glowed bright red. Sirowan's eyes widened. What's happening now? Aaron asked quickly, nervous. The core has detected something inside you, Sirowan said slowly. Something hidden, something powerful, something not seen in any starborn for thousands of years. The chamber trembled. The light around Aaron brightened. Symbols from ancient times formed around him, glowing like fireflies but more dangerous. Aaron felt something rise inside him, a force he didn't understand, stronger than anything he felt in his whole life. It wasn't just energy. It wasn't just power. It was something deeper, older, almost alive. Sirowan stepped back in shock. Aaron, this is impossible, he whispered. You have the echo sense. What is that? Aaron asked, fear rising again. A gift only the first humans of the Alliance had, Sirowan said breathlessly. The ability to feel the future, to sense danger before it appears, to hear the echoes of time itself. Aaron swallowed hard. Why do I have it? Sirowan looked at him with fear and awe mixed together. Because you are not just chosen, he said. You are something more. The arena around them dimmed. The lights softening, the training core slowly calming down. But the message was clear. Aaron was not just part of an ancient destiny. He was the key to a destiny no one expected. His real training had only begun, and the galaxy had no idea what kind of human had just awakened. The astral arena slowly dimmed as Aaron Malik stepped out. His body tired but charged with a strange new energy. His arms still tingled from the last burst of power, and his heartbeat was loud in his chest. He had discovered the echo sense. A gift no human had possessed for thousands of years, a gift that no one expected to return. Sirowan walked beside him silently, watching Aaron with deep concern. The calm expression on Sirowan's silver face was gone now, replaced by a seriousness that made Aaron even more nervous. What is wrong? Aaron asked quietly. Sirowan did not answer at first. He touched a glowing crystal on the wall, and the entire corridor shifted into a wide viewing chamber. A massive transparent window stretched across the front, showing the stars outside. They looked peaceful, calm, silent, to silent. Sirowan stepped closer to the glass, his eyes narrowing. The moment your echo sense awakened, he said slowly. The hunters felt it. Aaron swallowed hard. How can they feel me from so far away? Sirowan turned toward him. Because the echo sense does not only reveal danger, he said softly, it also broadcasts your presence. You shine like a beacon in the flow of time. Aaron felt cold all over. You mean, they can track me? Yes, Sirowan whispered. And they already have, before Aaron could react. The ship trembled under his feet. A deep, heavy vibration shook every wall. Every corridor, lights flickered violently. A sharp alarm echoed across the entire vessel. Aaron grabbed the railing. What was that? Sirowan's voice dropped to a tense whisper. The hunters have found us. Aaron felt his chest tighten. But I thought we were hidden. We were, Sirowan replied, until your power awakened. The universe itself felt you. Another shockwave hit the ship. Stronger this time, almost knocking Aaron to the floor. The lights turned red. The walls showed emergency symbols. And the hum of the ship changed pitch. Sirowan moved quickly. Come, Aaron. This way, he led Aaron down a glowing corridor into a command chamber filled with floating screens and shifting star maps. Dozens of blue crystal panels projected images of space. Aaron saw them dark, jagged shapes approaching fast. For enemy ships, silent, sharp, deadly, moving like shadows through the void. Aaron stared. What are those things? Siruan's voice was grim. Shade Raiders, hunters of the old enemy. They do not attack planets. They attack bloodlines. Aaron felt a cold fear grip his spine. They're here. For me. Siruan placed a hand on his shoulder. Yes. And we must protect you at all cost. The ship shook again, this time with a violent crack. Blue sparks filled the air as energy shields clashed with enemy fire. Aaron stumbled back, his heart racing. I'm not ready for this, he said shakily. I barely learnt anything. Siruan turned sharply. You learned enough, he said firmly. And the ship listens to you better than anyone. The Pathfinder was built for your bloodline. Only you can command it fully, but I don't know how, Aaron cried. Siruan's eyes glowed softly. You do not need to know everything. You only need to trust yourself. The enemy ships fired again. Beams of red energy cutting through the darkness. The Pathfinder dodged automatically. But not perfectly. Aaron felt the ship's fear, yes, almost like a living creature reacting to danger. Siruan pointed to the center of the chamber. Take the helm seat, he ordered. Aaron stepped toward it, his legs shaking but his mind trying to stay calm. The moment he sat, the seat came alive. Blue crystals floated around him. Sensing his panic and trying to stabilize it, a soft voice echoed inside Aaron's head. A voice not human, not alien, but something ancient. Welcome. Commander. Aaron froze for a moment. Commander, the word didn't feel real. The ship trembled again. The impact shaking the entire chamber. The enemy had locked on. They were preparing to hit harder, much harder. Aaron gripped the sides of the chair. What do I do? He whispered. Think, Siruan replied. Your mind controls the ship. Your instinct guides it. Aaron closed his eyes. He imagined the ship moving away, faster, higher, escaping the beams of red light. And the Pathfinder obeyed. It shot upward in a smooth arc. Dodging the attack just in time, Aaron gasped. I did that. Yes, Siruan said, and you must do more. The 4 enemy ships spread out, surrounding the Pathfinder, forming a deadly trap. Aaron's echo sense pulsed inside him like a second heartbeat. He could feel something coming, something dark, something deadly. A warning flashed inside his mind. The enemy was charging a combined strike. A blast strong enough to break through their shields, strong enough to destroy them completely, Aaron whispered, panicked. They're going to fire everything. Siruan nodded grimly. Then you must move faster than them. But how? Aaron asked. Fear choking his breath, Siruan leaned forward, eyes sharp, voice steady. Do not fight their attack, he said. Outthink it. Aaron closed his eyes again. His breath slowed, his heartbeat softened. The echo sense opened wider, and the future flashed before him not clearly, but like shadows moving ahead of time. He saw where the enemy ships would be. He saw the path through them, a narrow, impossible path. A path no alien ship could take, but a human mind could find. Aaron opened his eyes, his fear fading, replaced by something else. Something calm, something confident. Hold on, he whispered. He pulled the ship mentally in the direction of the impossible path. The Pathfinder spun, flipped, and dove with inhuman precision. The enemy beams fired and missed. All of them missed. The Pathfinder slipped between them like a drop of water through fingers. Siruan stared in awe. You did it, he breathed, amazed. You truly did it. But Aaron felt something else. The echo sense wasn't done. A deeper warning rose inside him. This was only the beginning. The hunters had found him once. They would come again, and next time, they would bring something far worse. Silence fell inside the Pathfinder, the kind of silence that carried fear and shock at the same time. Aaron Malik sat in the command seat, breathing hard, sweat on his forehead, his heart racing like a drum that refused to quiet down. He had just escaped an attack no alien could avoid. He had done something even Siruan had never seen. But the echo sense inside him still pulsed. slowly, warning him that danger was not gone. Not even close. Sirwan stepped forward, his silver face glowing faintly with the blue lights of the ship. Eren, he said softly, what you did. No Starborn commander ever attempted such a move. You used instinct, emotion, and mind together. Eren shook his head, still dizzy. I didn't know what I was doing. I just felt it. That is what makes humans powerful, Sirwan said. Your people act not only with logic, but with heart. Eren looked at his hands again. Hands that only yesterday opened doors, wrote notes, held pencils. Now, those same hands controlled ancient alien ships and escaped death in the cold of space. The ship's interior lights flickered suddenly, pulling both of their attention. A deep voice echoed through the chamber. The same ancient voice Eren heard earlier, threat level decreasing, enemy ships retreating. Eren stood from the seat, his legs shaky. They're leaving. For now, Sirwan replied quietly. But hunters never give up. When they attack again, they will come with more power, more numbers, more precision. Eren swallowed hard. We need help then. We need other ships. Other fighters. Sirwan turned toward the main star window, looking out into the empty void. We will get help, he said, but they will not follow me. They will only follow you now. What? Eren said, confused. Why me? I'm not a leader. Sirwan looked at him with eyes full of truth. You became one the moment you took that seat. Eren wanted to argue, to deny it, to say he was too young, too scared, too normal. But the galaxy didn't need normal anymore. It needed him. Before he could respond, the ship's systems activated again. Screens lighting up with star charts, maps, coordinates, and glowing pathways that curved across the void like rivers of light. Eren stepped forward, watching the holograms move around him. What is this? The MindLink navigation, Sirwan explained. Created only for humans, especially Starborn humans. No alien can use it. Eren blinked. So this part of the ship doesn't respond to aliens at all? Sirwan nodded slowly. Correct. It was designed by your ancestors. It works on emotion, imagination, and instinct. Aliens do not have that mix, but humans do. Eren looked at the glowing trails on the map, each one pulsing softly like a heartbeat. These are star routes, he murmured, but not straight lines. They flow like music. Sirwan smiled gently. That is human design. You do not navigate space with cold numbers. You navigate it with feeling. Eren reached out and touched one glowing route. Instantly, the ship's lights changed. The air hummed warmly. The chamber brightened. Eren jerked his hand back. Did I do something wrong? No, Sirwan said. Watching the lights closely, you activated the human route. Eren frowned. But how? Because no human in thousands of years has touched a star path with emotion, Sirwan replied. You did. Eren didn't fully understand, but he felt it, deep inside him. Like the universe had threads only humans could see, and he had just touched one. Suddenly, the ship shook gently, but not from attack, from arrival. A new star glowed brightly outside the window, closer than anything should have been. Eren's eyes widened. Did we move? Sirwan nodded, impressed. You just opened a local jump gate without machines. You bent the route with instinct. Eren felt the echo sense pulse softly again, but this time, it didn't warn of danger. It guided him with comfort, like a compass pointing home. Where are we? Eren asked, stepping closer to the window. Sirwan's voice dropped to a whisper. We are near the Echo Belt. Eren looked confused. What is the Echo Belt? A region of space, Sirwan explained, where time remembers everything. A place your ancestors used to train their minds. Eren looked into the distance, and his breath caught. The Echo Belt was not empty space. It was filled with floating fragments of light, glowing trails, drifting memories. It looked like a sky underwater, moving slowly, gently. Beautifully, Eren whispered. It's alive. Yes, Sirwan said. And it will teach you how to hear beyond time itself. Eren felt the echo sense rise again. A warm, almost familiar sensation, like he was standing where thousands of humans once stood. Humans who were warriors, explorers, guardians, leaders. Eren finally understood something. He didn't come here to escape. He came here to become something greater. But before he could step forward, the ship's alarms activated again, this time not in fear, but in recognition. A voice echoed through the chamber. Older than Siruan, older than the ship. A voice that carried memories of ancient humans. Starborn blood detected. Opening the chamber of echoes, Siruan turned sharply, his eyes wide. Eren, no. This chamber only opens for a true heir. Eren felt a pull, strong and unstoppable. The ship guided him toward a glowing doorway, opening slowly, brighter and brighter, calling him like destiny itself. Siruan whispered in awe and fear, Eren Malik, you are more than chosen. Eren stepped toward the light, feeling the universe shift around him. Feeling time breathe, feeling destiny open, because the galaxy was about to learn something it had forgotten. Something powerful, something human. Humans were never the weakest species. Humans were the most unpredictable. The glowing doorway opened wider, bright enough to cover the entire chamber in white light. Eren Malik felt the pull stronger than ever. Not painful, not frightening, but deep and familiar, like something he had been waiting for his whole life without knowing it. Siruan tried to step forward, but an invisible force stopped him. Only Eren could enter. Only Eren was meant to. Eren Siruan called out urgently. The Chamber of Echoes is not just a room. It is a memory alive. It shows truth. It judges worth. Be careful. Eren nodded slowly, swallowing the fear rising in his chest. He stepped through the doorway, and the world changed. He found himself standing in a massive open field of stars. Not space, not sky, not ground, something in between. Stars floated around him like drifting fireflies. Paths of light curved under his feet. And distant voices echoed softly, whispers from long ago. Whispers of humans who lived among the stars before Earth even learned fire. Eren took a slow step forward. The star floor rippled like water. And images rose around him, holograms, alive with memory. He saw humans standing proudly in ancient armor. He saw fleets of starships shaped like wings and spears. He saw battles against dark shadows that moved like smoke. He saw leaders, young and old, strong and gentle, guiding planets with wisdom, not fear. Then the images shifted. He saw the starborn fall, planets burning, armies fading, leaders falling one by one, until only a few survived, fleeing to a small blue world called Earth, hiding their identity, hiding their power, hiding their destiny. Eren whispered, This is the truth. This is where we came from. A warm voice answered behind him. A voice he had never heard before, but felt like he had always known. Yes. Child of the Starborn. Eren spun around. A figure slowly formed from starlight, a tall human man, glowing softly, wearing armor with the ancient symbol Eren dreamed of. Eren gasped, Who are you? The figure smiled gently. I am Elyon, the last commander of the Starborn before the fall, and you. You are my blood. Eren's heart almost stopped. Your blood. You mean I? Yes, Elyon said. You are the final heir of the Starborn line. Eren felt his knees weaken. He wasn't just part of the ancient bloodline. He was the last descendant of their greatest commander. Elyon stepped closer, his voice calm and filled with pride. Our people believed in instincts, in emotions, in courage. That is why we chose humans. That is why we protected Earth, and that is why you, Eren Malik, possessed the echo sense. Eren whispered, But I'm not strong enough. I don't know how to lead. Elyon placed a hand of starlight on Eren's shoulder. You do not lead because of strength, he said. You lead because you protect, because you feel, because you care. The chamber shook lightly. A warning ripple passed through the Elyon looked up, eyes darkening. They are coming, he said. The hunters have found this place. They want the last heir. Eren felt fear rise again. Then what do I do? Elyon pointed to a star-shaped platform rising from the ground. A crystal throne hovered above it, glowing softly, calling Eren's name. You awaken the Starborn legacy, Elyon said. Sit on the throne of echoes, and unite the fleets. They will listen only to you. Eren ran to the throne, his heart racing, his hands shaking. But he didn't stop. He sat, and everything exploded in light. The entire chamber turned into a swirling galaxy. The throne connected to the Pathfinder, to the Echo Belt, to every hidden human-made ship sleeping across the stars. Sirawan appeared at the doorway, shocked as the power surged. "Eren? What have you done?" he whispered. Eren opened his eyes. They glowed with the same soft white light as Elion's, but stronger, newer, awakened. "I'm doing what I was born to do," Eren said calmly. "Protect." The chamber vibrated violently. The hunters arrived. Dozens of them, then hundreds. Dark ships swirling around the Echo Belt like vultures. Sirawan shouted, "Eren, we must run." Eren shook his head gently. "No," he said. "We fight." He raised his hand. The throne responded instantly. Dozens of ancient human ships awakened from starlight. Then hundreds. Then an entire fleet. Golden wings shining across space. Sirawan stared in disbelief. "Eren, you just summoned the first fleet of the Spawn." Eren stood from the throne, as the chamber dissolved into the command deck of the Pathfinder, his voice calm, steady. "Not sounding like a 17-year-old anymore, Sirawan," he said. "Prepare the fleet." Sirawan bowed deeply. "As you command." Starborn air, the hunters began firing. Red beams tearing through space. Eren raised his hand again. His echo sense pulsed like a second heart. He could feel every enemy move before they made it. He could see the future paths of their attacks. He could feel the fear of those behind him, and the hope waiting in front of him. He whispered, "Human intuition. Let's show them why the galaxy feared it." The Starborn fleet moved, not like machines, not like soldiers, but like living extensions of Eren's breath. They flew as one. They fired as one. They moved with the unpredictability only humans could create. Within minutes, the Hunter Armada broke apart, their ships falling like shadows eaten by light. The Echo Belt glowed brighter with each victory, as if honoring the return of the Sirawan looked at Eren with pride. "You did it. You saved us." Eren looked out over the fading battle, stars reflecting in his eyes.